Hi lovelies, welcome back to my channel. I am Queen, and if you're seeing my channel for the first time, welcome. So in today's class, we'll learn how to draft this short pattern. And if it's something you're interested in, please keep watching. So we'll be starting with our front pattern, and I have my pattern paper here. I'll go ahead and put my starting line. This starting line is also going to serve as my waist line, just a straight line. Okay. I'll be making use of 1.5 inch for my band. So I'll place my tape like that and go ahead and mark my hip line. So just put down your hip line here. So I'll be making multiple dots here, indicating my hip line before using my ruler to connect that with a straight line. The next measurement we're going to put down here is our crotch depth. So our crotch depth is different from crotch extension. To get your crotch depth, sit on a flat surface, then place your tape on your waist region where you want your short to begin from. Then place it on the surface of where you're seated. That is how you get your crotch depth. Go ahead and mark whatever you have here. Also, do not forget to take out the number of inches you're leaving for your band, the way you see me doing. Then go ahead and connect your dots with a straight line. So I'm also going to cross check what I have here to be certain that what I have on my pattern paper is exactly what I need. Okay, so I'll just go ahead and extend the lines like this. All right. So after doing this, the next thing I'm going to put down here is the length of my short. So I'll be making use of 18 inches. I'll just go ahead and mark 18 inches here. You can make it as long as you want, make your short as long as you want. Please, you can also make sure that, you should also make sure that you're putting away the number of inches you want, okay, so that you don't come out with wrong measurement on your pattern. So I'm just adding 2 inches for my folding allowance at the hem. Okay, so and that is all. The next thing we're going to do now is to label this: my waist, my hip line, my crotch depth, and also the full length of my short. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do now is to divide our round hip measurement by 4. So whatever you have, place that there on the hip line, the waistline, also on the crouch line. So I'm just going to connect the dots that I've made with a straight line to make sure it's straight. So I'll just go ahead and make a straight line. To get your crouch extension, divide what you have here at the hip by 4. So I'll divide it by 2. Whatever I get, I will divide it again by 2. That means I'm dividing this by 4. On the crotch line, I will just put down what I have. Then come up from this point here by 1 inch. Then I'm going to connect this like this. So you don't want your crotch curve to be too deep so that it can be comfortable when you put on your short. All right, so I'll just connect this. So the next thing we're going to do now, if you want, you can choose to come in from the center here by half an inch and connect it all the way to the hip line if you want that slant at the front, but I will just ignore it and just go ahead and divide my round waist measurement by 4 and just put down whatever I have on the waistline. So go ahead and divide your round waist measurement by 4. And if you want to add that to this, to your front pattern, go ahead and add 1 inch for your dart. But me, I'm not going to add any dart at the front pattern of my short. So take note of how I'm placing my curve So I'm going to connect from this point all the way to the waist and also blend this part. All right. So for my short, I want my short to be straight. I don't want to give it any shape. Okay. So what I'll do basically is just to get the exact measurement I have here on my crouch line and just replace it on my place it on my full length of my short, on the full length of my short. So that's what I'll just do. Okay, I'll just place it here and mark exactly what I have. So I'll be extending this measurement also to the folding allowance at the hem. Okay, so just use your ruler and connect this like this. Okay, so I'll just want to show you what it looks like at the side. So this is what my front pattern looks like. So I'll just go ahead and also place the same measurement I have at the hemline and blend everything up like this. So this is my front pattern. I'll just go ahead and cut this. This is how to draft your front pattern. So let's go ahead and cut this. So I'll go ahead and label this front pattern. So I'm making use of this front pattern as a template for my back pattern. This is what I have. So let's go ahead and use this to cut our back pattern. I'll be making use of a fresh pattern paper for the back. So I've placed my pattern paper, that is my front pattern here, and I have space at the sides and also the top part. So I'll go in by 2 inches from the center here. The reason is because our back is deep. Okay, so from that point, I'll go by 1 inch. You can use 1.5 inch, so I'll just mark it there. Then I will use my ruler to mark that 1 inch from the waistline. So remember we took out 1 inch at the center, 2 inches rather at the center. So I'll come to the side here and replace it here because the front and the back pattern waistline must align. They have to be the same. Okay. So I'll just extend the line to that 2 inches there. Then also at the hip line, I will also come out here by 2 inches as well. Then use my curve rule from the waistline. I'm going to connect all the way to the hip line. Then at the full length of my short, I will come out by 1 inch. That's 1.5 inch rather, 1.5 inch. Then I will connect from the hip line, then all the way like this. So you can see the back pattern. So we have sorted out the side, that side of the back pattern. So I'm just making my lines at the hem of the short. Then for the back crotch, I'm going to go out by 2 inches, then come down by zero point 0.5. The reason I came down by zero point 0.5 is if you cut the back pattern crotch on the same crotch line as that of the front, when sewing your short, you will discover that your back pattern crouch area is 0.5 inch higher than your front crouch area. I don't know if you understand. So by going down with 0.5 inch, when I'm joining my short pieces together, the front and the back crouch areas will be the same. Okay, so I'm just blending in the curve. Please, your back crouch curve should not be too deep. Okay, so that your butt will have enough room to sit. Okay, so that being said, from this crotch extension, I'm going to connect it all the way to the hemline. So the reason why we came out by 2 inches on the hip line for the back pattern is because of our butt region. The back hip is usually wider than the front hip. Okay, so this is what I have for my back pattern. So I'm just going to make this line more visible, and that is it for the back. So if you want to add that to your back, also go ahead and add the 1 inch for your dart. So you can see to draft the back pattern is very easy. As long as you have drafted your front pattern, you're good to go. So I'll just go ahead and cut this. So I'll go ahead and label this my back pattern, and that is it for our short pattern. So if you got value from this video, please like this video, comment, share, subscribe, click on the notification icon so you get notified whenever I upload new videos. So until next time, bye.